Gas Network presents Sports for the Culture.
I'm here with the family.
Price, XXV, Double I,
Rome,
D-Malo,
Gruff Lion.
T-Buggy, man.
To the greatest sports show on the planet, La Familia. Hope y'all ready for a ride.
can't wait to hear what you guys got to say.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know what it is. It's your man, Young Rome 22 on all socials as always, and you're tuned in to another episode of Hell to the. Sports for the culture. My bad. Got a little ahead of myself, a little excited. Feeling good since my star-studded QB has led my team to the top of the NFC East. But we'll get into all that later. I'm gonna let the boys introduce themselves, man, because we got a great show for you tonight, and y'all know what this is. So let's start with the bottom right.
T-Buggy, man. Wash ass. You know what it is. Gasly AAU coach. What else I got to say? Hey, man, it's just football season, man. Just a great time of the year. I don't got too much to say. My Niners got to win, so I'm happy. Let's get it.
Yeah, man, the Niners are looking good, man. Overcoming a lot early on. One of the best teams in the NFC, I'd say so far. Top right, you're a fan of one of the worst teams in the NFC. Let them know how you feeling today.
Man, go eat a bowl of glizzies. Fuck out of here. Yeah. Whatever. Besides the point now. I just want to say shout out to my union brothers at the port right now, man. Say no to automated machinery. Fuck all the robots, man. Stand in solidarity over there, man. Shout out to all my Porsche brothers, man. From all the way from the upstate Jersey all the way to Texas, man. Hope y'all get what y'all want, man.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Well, that's your fault, man. Keep in tune, man.
We're talking a whole other language.
G dropping low key knowledge right there for those in the know. We're gonna keep it a little more sports oriented though. Top left, go ahead and jump in here.
What up, man? Scruff, man. Many know me as Scruff. Many know me as Nick. Y'all can find me on social media at District Homes DMV. Yeah, I did the rebrand. You feel me? But I'm out here. You feel me? You need a home in the DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia. I got you. And also, I'm about to be an old guy, 34 years old, in 47 minutes. So cheers to that, man. I'm happy to be here with the fellas. I don't know how many years we've been doing this damn podcast, man, but this joint is a constant. We out here in the community. We uplifting people. We making people laugh. G can't pronounce nobody's name, and we still doing it, man.
Yes, sir, man. Well, in honor of your birthday, man, let's have a great show tonight. If I can give you somewhat of a compliment to start the show, I gotta say you're a very well put together, dude, person. Unlike your Philadelphia Eagles, though, who seem to be crumbling from within. So let's go ahead and kick it off right there.
This why you can't give nobody nothing nice, man. The way you behave, this is why
I'm not hating. I think we would all agree that Nick is a well put together guy, and that the Eagles are not well put together as an organization.
A lot of backhanded compliments right now.
Let's start right there with the Eagles, with pretender or contender. G, I'll start with you on this one, man. Do you see the Eagles, who just lost this weekend? They were down A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, missing Lane Johnson as well. So to be clear, they were missing a lot of players, but they did lose a pretty big game to the Buccaneers. So are the Eagles pretenders or contenders in your eyes?
We're not pretenders, man. They're looking like the Giants, but with a QB, but no defense. Pretenders.
Like the Giants, but with a QB.
Yeah, I mean, I disagree. Obviously, I feel like the Eagles is contenders, and I'll tell you why. Because you feel me, like they lost. They lost a game, and it was just a fucked game, bro. Early, like it was just like, okay, it's just gonna be one of those days, all right. And like it's okay. Like can't nobody say they didn't have a day like that. Like I know even you Commanders can't say that, right? Like. So, like, it was just a day for them. Like, like they're missing two of the top guys. A.J. Brown went down. Devontae Smith went down on a dirty play. But, like, it's tough, bro. You go out early and it's a little speculative. People, shit seat get a little hot. It's all good though. Because like when I look at the division, I see a young team playing well, learning how to play good football. And I respect that. But I think things will turn and correct themselves. There's gonna be a market correction there eventually. With like the schedule evening it out when you start playing somebody that actually is good. I think the Commanders it'll balance out. I never was really too worried about the Cowboys, and we know the Giants are not quite there yet. And they're missing some pieces. So, as good as they have some pieces, and let's hope they don't break down the pieces that they have. As they have in the past. They have a long history of doing that. So yeah, I'm not concerned about any of that stuff. So yeah, I think I'm still holding on to the Eagles winning the division, one game back of the Commanders, who, like I said, haven't played anyone really that impressive. I would love to see them play against the Eagles, and I think that would say a lot about both teams. Mostly the Commanders, because it's going to be very interesting for you guys to play a good team.
I like how you emphasize good team about 3-4 times.
Good teams yet, bro, because it's true. Because y'all ain't played no good teams yet.
I don't disagree. The Bengals, they got a
Cardinals is
solid
not a good
roster,
team.
but
The
they don't have
Bengals
a good record.
losers. The
Yeah, the
Giants
Cardinals
is losers.
The Cardinals aren't even in this segment because they're definitely pretenders.
Beat y'all. So I don't want to hear shit from you.
Tampa Bay will be brought up here shortly. But T, what you think about the Eagles, man? Contenders or pretenders this year?
Hey, pretenders, man. Pretenders every year.
49ers not even worried about them.
No, man. We're hurt. We got guys out.
Shit, 49ers need to be worried about the disintegrating injuries.
That's what I'm saying. There's no, Brock Purdy loses his guys and goes out those for 300. Jalen Hurts loses guys, and there's a national sympathy sort of thing going on. Like, what's going on here, man? Either you can bowl or you can't, man. I watched the great Tom Brady do it, throwing the cornerbacks and all sorts of stuff, man. Either you can bowl or you. All this has told me is that Jalen Hurts is not in the upper echelon of quarterbacks, right? Rashee Rice is hurt. Hollywood Brown is hurt. No excuses for Patrick Mahomes. No excuses. So if Jalen Hurts is to ever be considered in that top tier quarterbacks, which I never thought he was, no excuses. Go out there, find a way to win. Don't turn the ball over, right? What does turnovers have to? I don't care if I'm missing two guys. I shouldn't throw the ball to the wrong team.
Bro, I can't believe you just said top tier quarterbacks. You said Brock Purdy, and then you said Jalen Hurts, all in the same take, bro. It's insane because, like, okay,
he's disrespecting Brock Purdy. I don't know why he did that.
Because, like, first of all, okay, I hear you. Patrick Mahomes is top tier quarterback. Yeah, he's doing it without no receivers. That's fantastic. He is in a tier of his own, with all due respect. And Brock Purdy's not in the tier under him, or the tier under that, or the tier under that. So, like, let's not talk about Brock Purdy, please.
That was a callback to our group chat when someone told me that Jalen Hurts was better in all things football than Brock Purdy. A ridiculous comment.
It was Josh Allen, but not Brock Purdy. But
he's correct. That's receipts.
Definitely Brock Purdy.
I said that. I did say that.
Also, what tiers do we talk about? Brock Purdy leads the league in passing yards. Brock Purdy leads the league in deep passes. Hold on. On almost all things passing, you know what he doesn't lead the league in? Yards after catch, because they told me it was the system. They told me he had Debo and Kittle, and these guys were breaking tackles, and he was a check down merchant. Brock Purdy's in the bottom 5 of the league in yards after catch. Our receivers aren't breaking any tackles, but he's getting it done. So he is in the top 5 quarterbacks. Other quarterbacks, the fans hate him because he's a winner. If you switch Jalen Hurts and Brock Purdy right now, the Eagles would be.
No, sir.
The Eagles will be 4-0. The 49ers are 2-2.
No, sir. No, sir. Brock Purdy isn't in the top tier. He's not in the second tier. He's in the third tier. Let me explain the tiers to you, T. The top tier is Patrick Mahomes by himself. Tier 2 is Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and somebody you can argue maybe else, maybe CJ Stroud, maybe it's Burrow. I don't know. Depends on how you feel that day. Okay.
All right.
And then the next tier is Dak Prescott, Brock Purdy, Matt Stafford, and so on and so forth, bro. He's in the same tier as Dak.
What did CJ Stroud do against and I'm not gonna turn this to a Brock Purdy conversation, but real quick, what did CJ Stroud do against the Vikings defense? He looked like
I'm not even trying to say CJ Stroud's higher, but they're in the same tier at best.
He looked like an imbecile out there. What did Jordan Love? They told me Jordan Love was the next coming. What did Jordan Love do against the Vikings defense? He looked like an idiot out there. What did Brock Purdy
for
do?
the first three quarters, because the last quarter he dropped 22.
Okay, what did Brock Purdy do against the Vikings defense? He only threw for 300 yards. What did Brock Purdy do when his receivers went out? He only had a career day to Juan Jennings. Like let's stop the nonsense, man. Let's move on because I see we have a biased room here.
Hey, I didn't even speak on Brock Purdy yet. I'm feeling a little biased here, but let's stick on the 49ers for 1 second. T, you obviously think that the 49ers are contenders, right? So Scruff, I got to ask you the question. Are they pretenders or contenders?
49ers?
Yeah. Brock Purdy's third tier QB in your eyes. So where does that leave the team?
Well, there's a lot of tiers though. There's like at least 5-6 tiers. But
tiers are getting shed for the Eagles.
Oh, play on words. Good job, T. So like I think the 49ers are pretenders because I don't trust in the product. Straight up. You feel me? I'm gonna keep it authentic, which I don't trust in the product, bro. Your best player, his knees are disintegrating. They are biodegradable knees, bro. They are breaking down day by day by natural course of nature. So I don't trust in that.
What player is that?
Christian McCaffrey.
McCaffrey Achilles tendonitis.
Yeah, but I thought that was more like the legs, not the knees.
Both legs. He got both legs. They said,
but
oh,
you know, nothing to do with his knees.
The coach said, whatever. The coach said, he said, you know, we only talked about it in the one leg because you know it's really worse in that leg. I'm like, oh, what you mean worse in that leg? That means both legs is fucked up. Damn, that's crazy. Imagine your best asset is a guy that's a running back whose best asset is his legs, and his legs are degenerative. Like he's downhill fast, bro. We that's the window, bro. The window is his cartilage. It's done, bro. It's done. Then you're talking about Brock Purdy. And like, God bless you if you think that you're going to get anywhere with Brock Purdy throwing the ball to those guys with whoever the hell playing running back, bro. It's not happening.
We got to the Super Bowl with before CMC and with Jimmy G. I think we'll be fine. Jordan Mason is on pace for 1,800 yards. If anything that's ever been Shanahan's system is that you don't need a top-tier running back. Word to Breida, word to Mostert. We never had a running back issue since we had Shanahan.
It's true. 10-6, bro. But no, it's a new day. This is 10-6, old school 10-6. But maybe for y'all it's 10-7. But that's what I see.
So playoffs.
Maybe. Not relevant though, really. Like just relevant enough to just still be playing football. But like, cause you know, like that style of football is not lost on me that like y'all grind out wins. But like also contender. No.
All right. Let's switch it to the AFC real quick, man. You mentioned CJ Stroud and his performance against the Vikings. I want to talk about the Texans next, man. Like, do y'all see them as pretenders or contenders? They've looked a little shaky. They got a lot of new pieces. It looks like it's starting to gel, though. Nico Collins is looking like top 5 receiver, top 3 receiver in the league so far. So what do y'all think about Houston?
Pretenders.
Wow, G. Why you say that?
They need a run game. They're going to do so much with the receivers. I mean, I know you had Stephon Diggs in replacement of Joe Mixon, but yeah, they need a run game bad. Pretenders, and they're playing a bad offense.
Yeah, they definitely need Joe Mixon to get fully healthy and ASAP. I think once he's back, that'll they'll have a stout run game once they got him back. But without that run game, I think they did look a little exposed. See what you think about the
And the
Texans.
defense is playing lackluster. I'm sorry, I had the train running back. And the defense is playing so lackluster. And the bad offense, even against the Jags that have been like pretty god awful right now, that game should have never been that close. And I get it is a divisional rivalry, but yeah, they're pretenders. Someone has to win a division, and of course they're gonna win that division. But when it comes to playoff, they're gonna be winning out.
Yeah, man, what happened to the AFC South? It felt like at one point that division was supposed to be a tough division or a division on the rise, but that looked like all that whole division has kind of crumbled, other than the Texans. But T, do you think the Texans got a legitimate shot when we start talking about January football?
Yeah, I think it's too early to panic on teams that we know are good. You want to peak at the right moment. I say that every year. You want to peak down the stretch. That's why, honestly, the Eagles, if they can just play 500 ball till they get their guys back, they might have a shot at it. 49ers, same boat. You don't want to peak too early. Vikings, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to peak too early. New Orleans Saints. So I do think the Texans will be fine. I think, like G said, though, not having Mixon is killing them. Stroud, he's great, but he clearly can't go out there and win with his arm with no running game. He hasn't got to that level where he can win without a running game. So let's keep him out of that tier with Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. Let's keep him out of that tier for now. But he's there. He's close. But yeah, I'm not worried about the Texans one bit. I think they got a good core, a good coach, a defense that will play better eventually. But right now they just haven't hit their stride. Cam
No, yeah,
trash.
that's fair. That's fair. Scruff, you got a take on the Texans real quick?
100% contenders. You feel me? Unwaveringly. Yeah, I agree to the critiques on the run game. The run game a little weak right now. But I've seen when Joe Mixon was healthy that he was a component in the run game and the pass game. So once all that straightens out, I'm not worried about it. And I do believe in that defense. I believe in some of the pieces they got. They run and wear, and then the lack of the run game is contributing to the defense. They can slow down the game offensively, slow down the pace a little bit. It'll benefit the defense.
Facts. All right. They got a big game coming up this weekend against the Bills. So let's talk about the Bills real quick, man. Are the Bills pretenders or contenders? They just got smacked by the Ravens the other night.
They're right on the fringe, man. They're right on the fringe, man. Because, they're like, are they contenders? Yeah, they're going to make the playoffs. They're going to have double-digit wins for sure. All those things. But, are they going to win it? I don't know. And that's really, what this season is about for Josh Allen. Are they going to be able to do that? I think the fact that he's done it with less has been impressive. The Ravens matchup was interesting because, we saw a team with the Ravens that had some really tough matchups early. And had some early losses, but bounced back 92-2. And then we got a team with the Bills that had a cupcake schedule. Then they played a real team, and then they got beat pretty badly, or handily. Jury's out on the Bills. I would say I lean towards contender because I do feel like if you're in the ball game and it comes down to the last possession, and you have Josh Allen, you might be able to make something happen. Especially if I'm looking at the Chiefs and the Bills. I think it's a toss-up, and I might give it to the Bills on that one.
I don't know about that. I think the hard part for the Bills is going to be not only Josh Allen has to overcome a lack of weapons on the offensive side, but that defense isn't all that great either. So Josh Allen legit has to carry the team. Gee, what you think about the Bills? Pretenders or contenders?
Contenders. I think they're gonna have to make a trade for a receiver. Clearly, that's what he needs. He needs someone that could just get open in the deep pass. They have a decent running game in him, and in James Cook, but clearly you could tell he's missing one more offensive weapon, just so that offense could keep it going. So, but overall, as long as you got Josh Allen, you got to consider these guys contenders.
Yeah, that's fair. Josh Allen definitely keeps them. He definitely keeps them relevant. T, you got them as pretenders or contenders?
they're pretending to contend, if that makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense.
I mean, they'll be in the mix every year, but I really think that Josh Allen is the basketball version, well, football version of Luka. Like he can put on a show, man. He can light it up, but bro, he needs more to get. We clearly saw that against the Ravens, right? You've seen that that's a contending team, and you came in there. I thought we were going to see maybe some sort of playoff matchup, AFC championship level matchup. No, dogged, mollywopped, like drugged through the streets like a cheapo. Like he's not enough. He's not enough. So I think the Bills do a great job of staying in games most of the time, and they can beat really bad teams and they can beat some good teams. But when it's all said and done, Josh Allen isn't enough. You can't sell me on Allen and Shakir. You just can't.
Right. Yeah, to me the Bills are bullies, man. They beat up the weaker teams, the weaker opponents. But then when someone, their size comes up, they don't got the same energy. They don't want the same smoke.
But I
So
Run
for
think
me,
that's
the
what you
Bills
need
are
to do,
definitely
though.
contenders.
As a contender team, that's what you need to do. Beat the teams that you know you should beat, and at least try to win those games that are like 50-50.
but you
And
can't.
that's what.
Well, this last one was supposed to be a 50-50 game on prime time, and they got smacked. What
But
was it,
that's the thing. It's
31-10?
50-50. You're gonna win some and lose some. But those games they should be beating those sorry teams. That's what they should be doing.
Prime time game, man. You can't take a. I do agree. Good teams beat bad teams. I say that in all sports across the board. But you can't lose like that, man. Derrick Henry ran faster than your whole team, man. You got DeMar Hamlin out there. Just, bro, it looked crazy. Are they down? They're down what? Poyer, Hyde. Uh,
That defense is cooked.
yeah,
It's not a good defense. Even if they
But
get
that
those
defense
players back, I
always
don't think it's a
cooked.
good defense.
Remember, like a year ago, they had like some of the best secondary and defense, and then they go to practice
Right.
the next like
And they still weren't good. All right, last team on the contender pretender list I got for tonight. We're gonna jump back to the NFC. It's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I feel like this team has been a little slept on,
hold up.
man.
Before we start with them, right? You ain't gonna just say the elephant in the room. Just put the elephant in the room. Put your
Right.
boys in this conversation now, because they're 3-1. Let that be the last one. But
I mean, wait. You mean
continue.
well, let's stick to where I was, not discuss back in it. We're gonna talk about the Buccaneers right quick. If we were to do an MVP race after 4 games, you got to put Baker Mayfield at the top of the list. I would think, right? He's been playing great football. The Buccaneers have looked pretty good. They're on top of their division. Is it sustainable though? Is this something that we could see the Buccaneers doing come January? T, I'll start with you. Are they contenders or pretenders?
contenders. Them boys figured it out, man. They got 2 wide receivers. They got their quarterback. What they found is a running game, Bucky Irving. Because they've been trying to piece it together since Leonard Fournette. They probably been trying to piece it together since All-Star and Gordon Dunn, being honest. But I think they found their running game with Bucky Irving, and Baker is a quarterback that I truly believe in. I think the Buccaneers are going to be a tough out down the stretch. This not didn't Heineke beat the Tampa Bay one year or something?
Almost. He
Almost.
came close.
All right, yeah. This is not. I don't think this is the same Bucks, baby. Like I think they're ready to win. I think, and they got a few players that need a ring, right? Godwin and Evans kind of need a ring to solidify their career. I think they got 1 or 2 on defense.
Well, they got one with Brady, I
Oh,
think. Well, yeah, Evans and Godwin definitely got one with
you're
Brady.
right. I'm bad. I'm bad. You're right. But so they know how to win either way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I like them.
No, I'm feeling it because I think the Buccaneers, the team that went to the Super Bowl, isn't that different from the team that they have now, roster wise. You really just swap Brady and Baker for the most part, and can Baker get them all the way there? I think that's an interesting concept. G, what you think about the Buccaneers? Pretenders or contenders?
I'm gonna say Contenders. I couldn't wait. I was about to say some bullshit. Contenders, man. They have two legitimate one receiver, one in the out, and one receiver, one in the inside. Not many teams have that kind of receiver duo, and they have that. And they just found a replacement for Rashid White, like what T alluded to earlier with Bucky Irving. Like they just found themselves now they have two a little monster right there in the running back field. And Baker is a little bit more elusive than Tom Brady. And that defense playing good. Like for me, it's like it's hard not to see them with the 49ers come championship weekend.
Yeah, that could definitely be a legitimate possibility, man. I definitely can see that. Scruff, we're talking Buccaneers here, man. They just beat the Eagles 33-16 the other day. I believe Baker Mayfield threw for over 300 yards, had about 3 touchdowns. Do you feel like the Buccaneers are the real deal after watching them stomp your team?
No.
There's so much
I feel,
backhanded confidence. This dude's an
I feel like
asshole.
I feel like they're definitely tough out. T nailed it, bro. He said they're a tough out, and I agree with that. But like to a team that's gonna make a run, they're gonna be beaten. Like, and based on how the Eagles showed up the last game, they're not ready to make a run without their two top receivers. But yeah, I don't think they're like a true contender. You know what I mean? So like, if I had to say like, are they a contender or the NFC? I would have to say no. It would have to be like a really rough year for the NFC for them to win, in my opinion. I don't really think the Vikings are true contenders yet either. Although I think have a lot of weapons, and think the regular season is all fine and dandy, but when push comes to shove, it's Sam Darnold's like decent, but like is he gonna be seeing ghosts in the playoffs? It's ghosts he never seen before. Like the top 3 teams in the NFC right now: Vikings, Buccaneers, Commanders. What we in like a mirror house or some shit? Like the fuck is going on with that? No. So like, are any of those teams gonna beat the Lions? Like when push comes to shove, I doubt it.
That's a fair take. That's a fair take. I think the Buccaneers are. I think you're underselling the Bucks a little bit, but that's a reasonable take. But before we move on from contender to pretender, just by G's request, we could talk Commanders real quick. We can get y'all's thoughts. I'm sure there's a little bit of hate, a little bit of animosity. You see a team you've hated on your whole life with a great young quarterback finally on the rise. But let's try to keep it unbiased here. So I'll start with one of the biggest Commanders haters. That would be T. Are the Commanders with Jaden Daniels and what you've seen so far? Would you say for this season they're contenders or pretenders?
Pretenders. I mean, I don't really want to get into too much detail. I don't want to be, the biggest hater of all time of them. They started off the season 3-1. That's much better than anyone would have predicted. The quarterback's outplayed expectations. He clearly looks like the best rookie out of the bunch. It's early, but they don't have enough. They don't have enough. I mean, I don't. We talked about this a little bit before the show. You're making a living beating up on, the little guy. You know what I'm saying? You're bullying the littlest kids in the block. What happens when bully meets bully? I think if that Commanders team plays the Lions, plays the 49ers, plays the Vikings, I think you're talking about double-digit losses. So for now, pretenders. But I do think, and maybe a draft or two, they'll be up there we can call them contenders. But right now, no.
Double-digit losses is insane. Top 3 offense in the league, 80 points the last 2 weeks. That double-digit losses is crazy. I'm not saying that they're contenders or pretenders yet. I'm just saying double-digit losses.
Then you have kicked 7 field goals.
Didn't we score on a record-breaking consecutive 19 drives? Scruff. Commanders, we're on top of the NFC East right now. Right now, your Eagles are looking up at the burgundy and gold. But I'm sure you think that'll change down the line. Contenders or pretenders.
Communist.
I just want you to enjoy this moment in your season, all right? And like I'm gonna come at this completely unbiased. I'm just gonna look at the schedule, right? So like next 4 games, interestingly enough, like if you frame it in the next 4 games, y'all have reason to be optimistic in a sense, right? Because y'all got the Browns, who, in my opinion, that's not a tough game, but that's not an easy game either. Because the Browns have a good defense and it's a rookie quarterback, okay? And you got the Ravens. So just don't even count on showing up and winning that week. Okay. You got the Panthers, that's a winnable game. And the Bears are a winnable game as well. But I think like that could go either way. You got the Giants again, then you got the Steelers, then you got the Eagles, then you got the Cowboys, then you got the Titans, which is a winnable game. You got the bye week.
November is the tough stretch.
Then you got the Saints, then you got the Eagles, then you got the Falcons, and you got the Cowboys again. So by my count, that's an 8-win team at best. That's a 7-win team in reality, but it's an 8-win team at best.
So it is reality not best? I didn't follow that last part.
So like basically, let's break it down for you. Y'all 3-1 right now. If I had to guess, I would say y'all gonna lose to the Browns, y'all gonna lose to the Ravens, y'all gonna beat the Panthers, and y'all gonna lose to the Bears. But y'all could beat the Bears, or maybe y'all beat the Browns. But y'all not gonna win both of those games.
Have you watched the Browns games this season?
So let's spin it back.
The Browns have beat the Browns.
So let's spin it back, Rome. Let's spin it back. Let's say best case scenario. Next 4 games, y'all beat the Browns. Oh no, maybe say y'all lose to the Browns. Y'all beat the Ravens. No, y'all lose to the Ravens. Y'all beat the Panthers, and y'all beat the Bears. Y'all go 2-2 in the next 4. Let's just say that, right? Then y'all got the Giants, who, like, granted, y'all beat them. So sure, it's a division game. Like, and y'all, so let's see. Maybe y'all Giants, y'all win that game. Y'all not beating the Steelers. Y'all not beating the Eagles. Y'all not beating the Cowboys. The Titans, maybe y'all could beat in that game. Let's give it to y'all. Saints. That could go either way. Eagles, no. Falcons, no. Cowboys again, no. That makes y'all a 7-win team, bro. 8-win team. That's 8. That's 8 wins.
You're so sure about us not beating the Steelers, who just lost to Joe Flacco, who's the same age as the starting quarterback's mom on the Colts, Anthony Richardson's mom. So I think you guys are still looking at the Commanders as if they're the old team, the Redskins or something. Like this isn't the 2015 squad with Kirk Cousins. But I'm gonna let you jump in here too, man. Your Giants firmly at the bottom of the NFC East. Commanders sitting there at the top, man. But what do you think? Contenders or pretenders?
I'm gonna say contenders, man, by default. Cause look, they're gonna right. The only game in October that I feel like you guys are gonna lose, the Ravens. In December, we might get that lick back because this time we have a kicker. Granted, the Cowboys defense is fucking. How long are they gonna lose? Lawrence
is out for 4 weeks. Parsons is out.
Commanders might
for
be.
How long?
I don't think they put him on IR. I think they're leaving it open for now, but they're saying it was worse than they initially thought. Was the
You know what I'm saying?
report.
So you're gonna run into a banged up Cowboys defense. So you might go 50-50 on them this year. The Eagles, you guys every year is like either 50-50 or you guys flat out lose to them. The way the Eagles have been playing, I'll give you the 50-50 ball. You guys have a cupcake schedule from here on out. I'm not going to sit here and look at the Titans to look at somebody y'all have to worry about. Fuck no. You guys are here saying that the Saints already fucking burst out.
This is crazy. I don't think that's the case. I think I'll give you this. It could be between a 7 and 9-win team.
Listen, from what it looks like, you know what they say in our division, no one team repeats. It looks like it's the Commies year this year.
No. Dallas won last year.
And yeah, man. And like I said, man, the Eagles are trying to play offense like the Cowboys did 2 years ago with Saquon Barkley in the backfield, which makes no sense. I don't know how you have Saquon there and you don't use him to his full potential. With a better offensive line than the Giants. But yeah, I think the Commanders they got it, but by default.
How we not
And
using him to his
I
full
want to
potential? He
talk shit,
Nah,
balling
but it's
out.
hard. It's hard to
I
talk
hear where
shit
you
about
coming
the
from,
team
G.
right now.
I'll say
He
this on the
having the best
Commanders before we
season of
move on.
anybody. How we not using him? He's the number one fantasy football player in the
So why the
league.
fuck did y'all get your ass spanked the way y'all did against Tampa? The fuck? And y'all had Zach Ertz. I mean, not Zach Ertz. Whoever the fuck is your Dallas Goddard? Like, how the fuck didn't y'all use a tight end and running back? Y'all should have played the offense how the Ravens played against the Bills. That's how y'all should have played against Tampa. And y'all clearly did not play like that. So clearly your
It
offensive
mostly has to do with
coordinator
our
is
defense, though.
garbage. So y'all ain't winning. That's the difference
That
between
don't got
the
nothing to do
three
with
of us.
Saquon, bro. That's the defense, bro.
Listen,
But
the
fuck
three of
off.
us right now, the one thing that we gotta agree to is that the commies have the better offensive coordinator, and right now he's showing himself to be a good offensive coordinator, calling good plays for his rookie quarterback.
That's
bro.
fine.
No, that's
I'm,
definitely facts. Before we switch topics, though, to answer the question, are the Commanders pretenders or contenders? Look, they could win the division this year. We already talked about the NFC East plenty. But are they contenders? Hell no, man. Let's be for real. Obviously I'm hyped. We got Jaden Daniels. We
No,
finally
but we're
got a
saying
quarterback.
contenders, right? Like you guys gonna make it to the playoffs, right? Because someone has to make it to the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, they could potentially win the division or even
Yeah,
get the
but
seventh seed. Is team,
if
Nah, see,
te-
Sunday,
that's the
the
yeah,
difference,
seventh
though.
seed teams
That's
can
not
get
what
to the
contenders
playoffs.
mean to me.
That doesn't make you a contender.
so
As
that
far as
means the Eagles
contending,
ain't a contender. Then why the fuck
Contender
we
mean
even
to
say
me.
the Eagles
Contender
a
means
contender then?
you playing in like the final round or two.
But then the
right,
Eagles ain't
right.
making it. Then the Eagles ain't that.
They
Then
are though. They
no, the
are
fuck
though.
they not.
They
But I don't
are
smoke
though.
enough
They are
DC
though.
crack to believe that shit. Fuck
Get
out of
out of
here.
here.
Nah,
Smoking
yeah.
that
So I don't
DC
I
crack
don't see
over
my
there. Full
Commanders
potent.
making no long playoff run. A division win would be nice. Getting the seventh seed seems completely attainable. But with a defense like that, man, to go on a run in the playoffs sounds absurd. All that really has to happen is you run into another high-powered offense similar to the Saints, maybe even Dallas, and then it becomes a shootout. And with the defense that the Commanders have, you're not always going to end up on the winning side of those shootouts. But for right now, in the near future, a team like the Browns at home, after Jaden Daniels has been going crazy the last two games on the road, FedEx might be a dump, but it's going to be a packed dump this coming Sunday. You can believe that. And in the Ravens game, look, look. I'll save my takes for that week of the Ravens game when we get there.
I
But
send your
I'm
Browns
not
back
I'm
to
not
the
worried about the Bears, and I'm definitely not worried about the Panthers. I already forgot that they were in between that game. So yeah, I think in the near future my Commanders are looking great, uh, and we'll get to the playoffs when we get to the playoffs. But anybody else got any Commanders takes? Because they weren't even on. I wasn't even going to get on the Commanders. G wanted to talk about them, but it's cool.
Because they're 3-1, 3-1 for that exact
My
reason why we talked the rest of these
we earned
buggers.
it. I mean, Jaden Daniels is out here breaking records, doing things no other quarterback's ever done in 4 games. It's all
I'll
good though.
just all I'll say to you, Rom, is just enjoy these milestones, bro. Celebrate your wins. That's all I'll say.
I think Kingsbury has a history of kind of starting hot and fading. So
He does.
I need
All
to,
he's ever done.
I've been the victim of those hot starts as a 49ers fan. So quarterback just running around and
He also had a history of air raid and throwing it. But if you look at it, the Commanders are actually one of the top rushing teams in the league, which I also stated a few weeks ago. Y'all looked at me crazy, but hey, we'll take it 1 week at a time. We'll stay humble over here.
actually that's the biggest surprise on that team, Brian Robinson, because I wasn't a Brian Robinson fan, but I don't know what he did between last year and this year, but he seems to have a little more pop to him. But I like it.
Well, I mean, I personally think coming back from that gunshot wound, that I think stuff like that, that takes more time than a typical football or sports type injury. So I think he's really just getting comfortable and getting back to actually feeling like the player that he was in college. Uh, but let's keep it pushing, man. Let's keep it pushing. We're talking about the Commanders. We're talking about playoff runs. One thing that could definitely help a team like the Commanders make a playoff run would be a trade for a big time receiver. And the Raiders got one that's on the market officially in Devontae Adams, man. I don't think the Commanders make a play for it, but I think there's some other teams that might be out there that could use a Devontae Adams. And the Kansas City Chiefs are one of the ones that come to mind. I'm interested to hear what y'all think about this though. If you're a GM, Devontae Adams is out there on the market. They're looking for a second round pick, first round pick. Are you jumping? And if so, what team are you? I'll start with Scruff on this.
Yeah, I'm jumping for sure. For a second round pick, you get a Devontae Adams, bro. Like you can make a run, you can make it happen, bro. Devontae Adams is one of the best receivers in the NFL, bro. I see you shaking your head. See, it's okay. You can get your turn. Like what team would jump? For sure, the Steelers should jump at that. That's the best landing spot to me. Because like you land on the Steelers with Justin Fields, who like is doing very well with that team, I'll say. I think that he's actually statistically probably been better on the Bears, but like the fact is he's not turning the ball over, he's not getting sacked. That's all the difference. And he has a good defense, and like they're not doing nut shit, bro. And like having a guy like Devontae Adams will go a long way. I really do think that. I don't see you're right. I don't see the Commanders getting Devontae Adams. It doesn't make sense. Um, I could see the Bills getting Devontae Adams though. And I could see the Chiefs getting Devontae Adams. I could even see the Ravens getting Devontae Adams, but less so the Ravens, maybe the Chiefs. We'll see, man. And I can see Devontae Adams not going anywhere. All said. But and then like you got the Jets out there. But like I don't really see the Commanders getting them. But I think in the AFC, if he lands to a team in the AFC, that will be very interesting because I think that'll adjust the power structure a bit. If Steelers get Devontae Adams, I think they make themselves a shoe-in to be one of the top seeds in the AFC.
T, you want to jump in?
Yeah, man. I don't like all these old receivers, man. Second round pick is way too. I remember the good mentor telling me about DeAndre Hopkins in Tennessee. Bro got there. We never heard from him again. I don't want no receivers that are old. Mike Evans is the only one still doing it as an old guy. You give up a second round pick for Devontae. Good luck. The only team that I think this makes a ton of sense for is the Chiefs. He can come in and do whatever Rashee Rice was doing. Rashee Rice, slant boy 2.0, run a bunch of slants against single coverage. Devontae Adams could come in there and do the same exact thing. I think it would fit like a glove. I think that makes so much sense for the Chiefs. If I'm Kansas City, I'm pulling the trigger. Like, hey, bro, we'll throw you whatever you want back. Make it happen. If I'm the Chiefs, I might even give a first round pick because I know
Right.
he's plug and play. But everybody else
Right.
should be looking at a third or fourth. I don't want him to go to Pittsburgh and play what role. Pickens already has a role out there, and you're not going to give him picking snaps because now Pickens going to be a diva. So don't go in there and mess with a young quarterback. It's Chiefs or nothing to me.
I agree with none of that. Only the part about the Chiefs giving up the first. I could totally see the Chiefs giving up a first round pick. If I'm the Chiefs, I would go ahead and do that because, like you said, it's plug and play, and you're that's what you're chasing. You're chasing greatness. If you're the Chiefs, you're chasing the three-peat, something that's never been done. Why not put all the chips on the table if you're Kansas City? Why not go ahead and give up a first and get this chip and be the team that three-peats? You know what I mean? Like building for the future. If you're the Kansas City Chiefs, the future is now. So if I'm the Chiefs, I'll be all in. I don't think Devontae is as washed as you're saying, though. T. I think to Scruff's point, he could change the power structure in the AFC. G, what do you think about Devontae Adams getting traded, and where could you see him going?
Well, he ain't going to no inner rivals. He's not going to the division. The Raiders do not play that bullshit. That's a petty organization. They be damned. Like, take the Chiefs out of this conversation. Now the next team will be the Bills. They don't have to see him. That's the one team in the AFC that I could see him going to. And then the next team will be, let's say, the Rams. They're hurting in receivers right now. Now for me, my two picks, my one pick will be the Bills. Makes more sense because Josh Allen needs a receiver. But my out-of-pocket one will be the Cowboys because they need another receiver with CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb, we said it years ago. He looks like a number one option all the way, but then there's times where he does not look like a number one option. Where it's just like he looks good enough to win to keep you in the game, but not win the game for you. So in my opinion, my out-of-pocket one would be the Cowboys, but the one that makes sense for me is the Bills.
Yeah, that would be completely out of pocket if Dallas got him. You want to talk about changing the power structure? I could. I mean, I don't know. Jerry Jones and the way Dallas moves, they're weird. I can see him making a move like that just off the strength of headlines alone. But they're a strange bunch over there in Dallas, man. I never know what kind of moves they might make.
That is some shit Dallas would randomly do, though, for real. I ain't gonna lie to you.
That's
That
what
is
I'm saying.
really some shit they would
The
do.
one that makes sense will be the Bills, but the out-of-pocket one will be the Cowboys. And if you're any of these teams that drafted a rookie quarterback and need a receiver, I don't think the Commanders would do it, but I think the Patriots would do it. Just because it's looking like Drake May time is coming up soon. Like, the fans are calling out for it. Why would you throw your rookie out there without an offensive target? But then again, there's no offensive line in the Pats. But like I said, my out-of-pocket one would be the Cowgirls. The one that makes sense would be the Bills.
Why did Devontae want to leave?
Because
I don't think it's so much. I don't think it's so much he wants to leave, but I feel like he feels frustrated with the offense. He feels frustrated that he got duped. He went there for Derek Carr, and then look at the quarterbacks he had afterwards.
I think it's a combination of your point from earlier. I don't think he's old and washed, but I think he knows that he's closer to that than
he
he
got
is
only so much left.
to anything else. So he's not trying to play with Gardner Minshew, respectfully. I like Minshew, but Devontae wants to play with a, he's used to playing with Rodgers. He want to play with a guy.
I watched Justin Jefferson last season go crazy with a bunch of randoms. When you're a dog at receiver, I watched Terry McLaurin get 1,000-yard with a bunch of randoms. But somehow Devontae needs a quarterback. Okay, maybe.
I would say 20-year-old Devontae could get away with working like Terry, working like Justin. 30-year-old Devontae is probably like, yeah, let me get a guy who's a consistent starter, not a consistent backup or a journeyman like a Gardner Minshew. Who was he with last? Jimmy Garoppolo. So you know better than most, T. That's really what started the Devontae Adams out of Las Vegas talks about a year or so ago. Was he didn't want to play with Jimmy. Like, that was really what kicked it off. He was basically like, trade me now or bench Jimmy, and they benched Jimmy.
Really did him dirty for real, because like they brought him in and shit, and they had him with Jimmy. Bruh, don't do that. Like, damn. So like he brought him with Jimmy, and then they had brought in Derek Carr, which is like his man's, and then they did Derek Carr dirty, and they just did him out of there, and they was like, we gonna bring you out here with whoever. Then they brought in bullshit ass Jimmy Garoppolo. You feel me? Then they brought in Gardner Minshew. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. Like, that's bullshit.
I think part of the problem is the OC, because you can't figure out how to get Devontae the ball. But whatever. Yeah, it is what it is. Good luck to any team that is going to bank on Devontae.
Oh, let's put the Falcons there, because the Falcons have been an organization this whole season where they're like trying to put all the.
I can see them doing that maybe.
That would
be a crazy pickup for real.
to T's point about trying to get the ball to Devontae and OC's not being able to do it, Atlanta got to figure out how to get the ball to Kyle Pitts, man. Like he's
Nah,
over there
Kyle
just
Pitts is a
wasting
bust.
Kyle
away.
Pitts sucks,
Man,
bro.
it's over for that train. Pause.
They're
It is
not
over.
even targeting that dude.
He's
bro.
Son
not
is a
good,
bust.
bro. They don't got
Son
to
is
do
no
shit.
good.
He got to do shit.
Son is no good, man. Son is trash. He
He's
backed
good.
up.
They good. They don't need him. Like
I,
he's
I don't
trash.
I don't think they're using him the best, but
He's trash.
also he's not separating. He doesn't have like the great hands. He's an athlete.
Out
Um,
there doing cardio.
I think maybe you try to get him end rounds or
Duh.
screens or just find a way to be creative. But I think that the guy that was advertised is not the guy that they got.
Yeah, that's fair. That's definitely a fair take at this point. Hey, y'all want to talk any fantasy waiver wires, trades, buy, sell, any fantasy advice y'all want to give out?
Yes, sir. Let's go.
All
All
Ladies and
right,
gentlemen, you
kick it
got these
off.
guys are all in a league with each other, but if Bucky Irvington is still there, pick him up. I like Wicks. He
Bucky
has 13
Irvington.
targets. He has 13 targets uh in this Vikings game. Now that Jordan Love is back and they're passing the ball, he's a nice little decent pickup if you're struggling with a flex player right now. Oh, talk about Jalen Hyatt, because there's rumors around right now that the Giants and the Chiefs are in talk with trading a receiver again. Again. The Chiefs are talking to the Giants about taking one of their receivers again. So look at one of those Giants player out there that haven't been playing the last 2 weeks. Who else? Damn.
You done. You done. You said Giants receivers, and they didn't say Malik Neighbors. You done.
It's a game.
You done.
I mean,
You're officially sunk, bro. I don't know who qualified you as the waiver wire guy.
maybe one of guys might want to pick. I got some waiver wire stuff. Antonio Gibson, if you're in a PPR league, he's probably still out there. He's the pass catching running back. The Patriots will be playing from behind the entire season. If you just want to close your eyes and throw a dart, that's Antonio Gibson is my pick for that.
That's not a bad waiver wire pick at all.
Yeah. Says the Commanders fan. I got no
I
pick for
mean,
y'all.
Yeah, because you got a boo-boo squad. I heard you haven't won in 4 weeks still. Booty ass squad. How the
Who you
fuck
heard
you
that
gonna take
from?
a win before the bye week? Bum
I
ass
got.
niggas.
I don't. I'm not winless in
I'm
any
not.
league.
I'm not. Yeah, we know you don't. You take L's.
Nah, you bugging out. I don't take no
You
L's.
a
I mean,
bottom
take.
feeder right now. I heard. Word around town.
ain't nah.
And you ain't been
I ain't
missing.
nah. Hold up, you bugging out. I ain't the bottom feeder in no league, bruh. I'm 2-2 in the worst league I'm in, so I definitely ain't no bottom feeder in no
They
league.
call you a munch.
Yeah, all right.
hey, speaking of not being a bottom feeder in the league, I'm pretty sure I called my shot this week in the pick'em, and highest pick'em, tied for highest pick'em, I believe, of the season in a single week, So the comeback is real, is on. Let's talk about these next coming games. You know what I'm saying? I want to get y'all's insights on a couple of them. Let's start with the Thursday night game, actually. And we can be quick on this. We got Tampa versus Atlanta. I was talking about earlier, Baker Mayfield, he's through 4 games. He's looking like an MVP. So who y'all like? We just said Kyle Pitts a bust in Atlanta. Who y'all like this Thursday?
Give me Atlanta.
That's
All
a
right, G, who you like?
Give me Tampa.
T, who you taking?
This is a really, really tough one. This is a really, really tough week. The spreads are getting more and more ridiculous. Vegas is starting to catch up. This is a tough one, man. Atlanta's the sexy pick here, man. But John Robinson and Kirk Cousins, Atlanta's a sexy pick. But I think Tampa is the better football team.
You talking too much.
So
That's a dub, bro. That's a dub for Atlanta, bro. I'm telling you.
It is in Atlanta too.
It's in Atlanta.
Short week.
Yeah, short week. I tend to go with the better team, and I think the better team are the guys that got the vets. Like
Mm.
Mike Evans is the real version of a big receiver. Drake London is the knockoff. You know what I'm saying? Like
So who more of a vet, Kirk Cousins or Baker Mayfield?
Kirk. But when did we start betting
Baker.
Kirk? But when did we start betting
What?
on
Kirk don't win playoff games.
Bro,
Well,
he been in
who?
the league for like
Let's.
15 years.
Here's a better question: who would y'all take at QB right now? Baker Mayfield or Kirk Cousins?
Baker.
Probably Baker, but
Definitely Baker. I would give that whole advantage to Tampa. And to
um,
T's point, wide receiver easily goes to Tampa. I would give running back to Atlanta. And then now we're talking defense. I'm leaning Tampa once again. Although I do like Atlanta's defense.
Atlanta got two running backs, man. And when you can run the ball, you can control games. You can keep
Yeah, but
those.
they're only using one right now.
Are they playing both?
Nah, yeah,
Yeah,
they
but
they played
the
what's his
other
name a
guy don't
lot
really
last
come
week.
in. He only takes like 10 snaps a game.
Bro,
Nah, they split carries last week. I think they both had 10 carries last week.
them 10 carries be vicious too. Like he run like he running for his job. Hey, listen, him, Tank Bigsby, Braylon Allen with the Jets. It's a couple guys splitting carries.
yo,
Bucky
Braylon
Irvin,
Allen is a fucking unit, bro.
a couple guys splitting carries that are running like they need to eat. Like we need a contract back. It's another one I'm missing. Chase with the Bengals. Um,
Yeah, he had a nice game.
those guys
Chase
are
Brown.
those guys are absolutely out there running like we shouldn't be splitting carries.
Yeah, nah, the run game is making a comeback, man. It's like return of the running back so far this season. But I'll say this about that Thursday night game. It'll say a lot about Atlanta if they can't get that one done at home. If they can't get that game done at home, I think that'll be pretty telling moving on in the season.
Unless
One other go ahead.
primetime Kirk Cousins, I'm not betting on it. If we need a
Ooh,
draft,
that's it.
who would you want? And I think the answer is Baker.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're all leaning Baker over Kirk on that one, which is surprising coming from me.
Yeah, I'm
One other game I wanted to get y'all's thoughts on for next week is Buffalo at Houston. That's a big one. Both 3-1, both AFC powerhouses. Who y'all leaning towards winning this game?
Who now? Buffalo and who?
Buffalo at Houston.
Give
tough.
me Buffalo.
Give me Houston on that.
Where's it at?
Houston.
Houston.
Yeah,
Yeah,
give me Houston.
give me the Texans money line. That's a tough one. 3-1.
That is a tough one, but give me Houston. More
Nah, that's a
weapons.
very tough one. Again, this is another one where I think it'll say a lot about the home team if they can't get that one done. But Josh Allen, man, y'all be telling me he's 1B to Pat Mahomes 1A, potential MVP. These are the kind of games that you win to get the MVP. These are the kind of MVP statements, especially coming off a bad loss to the Ravens. So I think the Bills gotta show up here.
Give me, like I said, give me the Bills. If Vegas is giving the Bills a 1 point spread, it goes to show that Vegas believes in the Bills more than Houston right now. Even after that ass whooping they just took from the Ravens. Give me the Bills. There's only a 1 point. Damn near pick'ems, and he's still giving that 1
Yeah.
point to the Bills. Give me the Bills, man.
Don't trust Vegas, man. They've been sneaky this year,
Yeah, they have been sneaky this year.
especially around 5.5, 6. That 5 to 6 range in the point spread, man. Vegas been
Oh yeah, that's the toughest, bro.
they've been playing games.
Tough.
Yeah, that 5 to 6, that
I
should
don't
be
even bet
crazy.
on shit if it's in that range for real.
What aren't they saying the favorites in those games end up losing those games?
So at 5.5, the favorites have been losing those games. But I don't know, man. Them games are just tough to pick.
Right, because 5.5 like to Scar's point. I don't know if I'm betting on those. But anybody got any other takes they want to get out before we get out of here?
Oh man, the Yankees, baby! It's playoff. It's officially
Yeah,
October,
playoff
fellas.
baseball.
Let's fucking go! Let's go Yankees, man! I really
Yeah,
want to see.
hopefully the Yankees don't choke, so you got at least one sport to celebrate up there in New York.
Exactly. Hey, man, where's your bitch ass motherfucking Nationals at? Where the bum ass at? You know where they
Hey
at?
man,
They're on the
we
couch.
moved on, G. It's
Watching
football
Twitter,
season in
man.
the DMV. It's football season down here.
Yeah, that's the only thing you got going on, don't y'all?
For now.
Y'all
We got
you
some
don't
other
even want
teams
to go to that
bubbling.
stadium. You said it yourself. FedEx Field is
Yeah,
garbage. I don't want to go there.
we do need some upgrades and what's it called now? The Fed Northwestern
Northwest Stadium.
Stadium or well, yeah. We need some upgrades, but we upgraded our quarterback, and that's what matters most. So anybody got any other takes they want to get out real quick? I did want to
Oh,
get
Chiefs and
to
Saints. Y'all think it goes over 42.5? It's a Monday
Who?
night. Chiefs versus Saints
yes,
42?
in the half.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
I'm taking over.
Nope.
No, right? I
I'm
don't
taking
think so
42.
neither.
I said, yeah.
me the under.
Yeah. How
No.
about
Oh, actually, yeah, no, I'm taking the under because neither one of them have had a. Well, I mean, the Saints have, but the Chiefs haven't had a real big offensive game for real.
Chief.
how about the Bengals versus the Ravens? They have them at 50.5. I think that's the highest scoring game this week. They're projecting. Yep.
I'm taking the under on
Yeah,
that.
under.
All right. Who y'all
Don't
got
ask
winning
me
though?
more. Don't ask me more.
Over. I'm taking it over.
The over the
And I got
50
the
and a
Ravens.
half?
I got the Ravens getting the dub.
Data says that that's a bad pick.
Yeah, at 50 and over is crazy, but I'm taking the over on that game.
Okay.
Okay, my last one would be. Yeah, those are only good games. That's it. Every other game is kind of booty.
Oh yeah, we got
This,
that London game too. I forgot the Jets and
this,
Vikings is in London.
yeah, give me the Vikings, man. The Jets are sorry. They ain't never gonna beat shit. Ain't never gonna do shit.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers needs to get a dub out there in London town, man. Yeah, the last thing I did want to get to though were the RIPs, man. It was a pretty sad day, sad week in the sports world. This past weekend, we lost Motombo. We lost Pete Rose as well. If you guys want to touch on that in any way, go ahead and you know say how Pete Rose and Mutombo may have affected your sports, how you watched, how you came up. I know those are very iconic players. For me personally, Pete Rose, I instantly think of sports gambling, kind of what we were just talking about. He was kind of the poster child for that for a very long time. He's not in the MLB Hall of Fame even now. And then Tumbo, man, you want to talk about a crazy, incredible career, and then one of the most iconic commercial scenes in recent history for sure. He was a legend in more than one sense. Um, and I know you guys definitely got some stuff to say, so I'll let y'all go ahead and jump in.
Yeah, man. R.I.P. Motombo, man. You feel me? On the Sixers, even a little bit. That was a good time. When he was on the Sixers, man, he was pushing up against Shaq. Shaq was cooking his ass. But you know, Motombo, man, iconic. You feel me? And Pete Rose, man, I mean, it's fucked up, man. You should have been let him in the Hall of Fame because y'all partner with these sports gambling companies, and you know what I'm saying, and y'all trying to outlaw the man for gambling. But y'all celebrated gambling, so you know, to me, it's fucked up.
Yeah, I don't know too much about Pete Rose, but just by the numbers, and baseball's a numbers game. Just by the numbers, man, he's up there with the greatest all time, if not the greatest. So, and the sports stuff, that's what I know him for. Crazy that we're here. Poor Pete, man, because it's a disgrace. Disgrace how they did him. He deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, and I think baseball will do the right thing now that he's passed and eventually put him in the Hall of Fame. It sucks, but I think that's how it'll go. Mutombo, man, iconic, Rome. That's the right word. Iconic because especially in basketball, as somebody that's grew up in a gym, that eat, sleep, breathe basketball, that was in the gym today, bro. Mutombo made defense cool. And that is one of the hardest things to do in basketball. Because most other people that play defense, Pat Beverly's, these are villains. Motombo is an absolute hero. The finger wag is iconic. The commercial is iconic. My kids know who Motombo is, and they've never seen a game. So definitely RP Motombo. And I hope his legacy lives on, and kids out there trying to block shots and not just shoot jump shots.
RP Motombo, I'm not too well off Motombo, but for me it's Pete Rose, man, real baseball legend. And if you guys want to know about hitting a ball, look at the video when it's Pete Rose, A-Rod, and Frank Thomas, and he's just telling them how to the proper mechanism on how to hit the ball, whether you're a lefty or righty, and how to get out of a slump. And it's like the best 6-minute video I've ever seen in my life.
Hey man, let's finish this with a rough man, more life. Enjoy
Yes, sir. Happy birthday to my guy.
Hey, Scrub, happy birthday. Your hairline receded just 2 centimeters back.
Yeah,
Now that's how you know you're getting old.
Just 2 though. We're gonna check in on you and measure up after the Giant season's over.
Look, there, my boy. There, my boy.
You're back about a half inch in the last month alone.
There.
All right, now for sure, man. We're gonna let you celebrate. You know, we're gonna get out of here. How we end every show, always sports for the culture.